Bing, Bing, we're live. It is the Kent Beck Scrum. It's Sam and Puneet. Yeah, Puneet, how are things going with you?
I think the last issue I was working on, unlinking of GitHub account. So I took a break just to refresh myself and then again get back at the task.
Sure.
So what I've done is separate out the GitHub unlinking feature in a separate feature so that
Right.
yeah, it can be there were too many scenarios in the user management feature which kind of it made sense. And you also mentioned that it will be better if the unlinking or linking part can be separated on a separate feature. So
Hmm.
that I have done, and I'm on writing the uh, feature for failed for the bad case
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for that is pending. I don't think looking at data that you posted, I may try to use it with whatever I can think of
Mm-hmm.
to generate some of
Okay. Yeah,
chart.
your audio is kind of coming and going a little bit.
Hello,
Hello.
is it
Yes.
now?
I mean, I can hear you, but it's a bit choppy. So I wasn't quite sure what you were saying towards the end there. I was just looking at the pull request.
Oh,
Yes. What I'm seeing in the pull, I guess I can see.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're kind of you're midway through refactoring this pull request.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So basically, so I'm. What's the status of this pull request now? It's like it. I mean,
I've,
yeah. So the audio's not really working for us
out
there.
the GitHub part in a separate. So
Yeah, I think you might have to use the chat, Puneet, rather than the audio. The audio is being very choppy at the moment. But yes, I could sort of hear you say. I mean, we discussed this on Friday, didn't we? And um, the idea was to move the stuff in, on the scenarios specifically this into their own feature file, which is, yeah, I think sounds good. I mean, I was just looking at this code and seeing that you've got a fair amount of controller specs. I guess this is existing controller specs that you're updating, which is fair enough. But yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I think if there's anything else that you want to tell me about this or to direct my attention to it, then tell me in the text chat or add more explicit instructions in here. Like I guess I'm not seeing any additional changes to this since I merged in develop last Friday. So I guess the stuff you've been working on isn't pushed up yet. So I'll be looking for that code or a different pull request later on. Okay, well let's go to me. Yeah, so just me. Puneet had to drop out. So today I haven't really got any coding done. This morning I was reviewing the autograder. The changes that I made on Friday do seem to have worked. People are getting a lot more feedback about the error messages from the grader for the feature grader, which is pleasing. There were still some other bits and pieces of trouble that I haven't convincingly got to the bottom of. I've kind of provided temporary fixes to individual students. Yeah, so, and I sort of put that to one side for the moment and focus today on reviewing the peer review reviews, as it were. And I've given overrides to a number of students. And yeah, I'm basically aware that the deadline, the final deadline is sort of approaching. And I'm trying to make sure that we're on top of giving everybody who deserves overrides. So I've kind of had a stab at that. I'm asking for edX for some more feedback about the best way to distribute stuff to students. In the meantime, those who are getting overrides, I'm sending them emails. Yeah, and now I've moved on to trying to kind of create a little report about how the pairing has gone and I've managed to get the data into the format that I was wanting, actually, which I'm quite pleased about. It looks like this. It's not screen sharing. Hello, Kangle. And Puneet is back. I'll just finish up my segment. Yeah, so this is the, we can actually see here, this has been the run of the MOOC, and we can see all of the Hangouts that have been created in the MOOC during that period. And I think I just worked out that it's from this period that our tracking got better, but I think we're still seeing a fairly large, I think the number of single user Hangouts does appear to be larger in that previous, it wasn't being tracked properly. So I guess realistically I should only use this chunk of data. Yeah, so I'll be trying to finish that up. There's just so much exciting stuff to do, but yeah, I'm going to focus on the peer review. They've got 2 viewers now. Woohoo. Puneet, should we just see how your audio is going again now?
Yes, are you able to hear me?
I can hear you fine now. Yes, you were saying about your pull requests, or the
Yes,
features that you're working on.
so the features, the scenarios related to unlinking of GitHub account have moved in a separate feature.
Fantastic.
Yes, so yeah, I'm actually on adding a feature for the bad case, for the failed case of this.
So the sad case, as we often say, yes.
Yes, the sad case, yes. So yeah, if everything goes fine after, then I'll submit the pull request. And the data that you pasted on Slack, I'll take a look at it, see what can I do. And also you mentioned that after the data is important after a particular date, right?
Well, yeah, I was just saying that basically that there was, prior to, I think, about 27th of June, possibly even if it's more like maybe 28th of June, the way that we were recording telemetry from the Hangouts is that we were only getting information about like who was in the Hangout in the first 2 minutes of the Hangout. So like when we have, for example, here, if we look at Monday the 27th of June, and we've got a very large number of single Hangouts, right, it may have been the case that, you know, some number of these actually went on to have 2 people in them. Since about this time, we rolled out a fix that means that, you know, anybody who comes into the Hangouts actually properly gets recorded through the duration of the Hangout, assuming other things being equal, and we can kind of see the number of solitary Hangouts is much less during this following period. Although, of course, that could be put down to increasing number of people in the system. What we can see, you know, are spikes on the weekends. You know, so we can see here Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Not so much here actually. Not that weekend. But certainly this weekend, this has been the final deadline. So it's kind of, that's indicative that that there's some accuracy to the data, but we need to take it with a pinch of salt. I mean, I'm going to focus now I'm just going to provide some statistics on this chunk of data here. I think the key thing is that we can still see that large numbers of students or people are in Hangouts by themselves, right, and that's something that we need to address through some. We assume these are, I mean, some of them may just be like, you know, missed starts and restarts, but also from anecdotal evidence, there's a certain amount of people sitting around in Hangouts waiting to find a pair partner and not having a pair partner. So that's kind of something we need to address. Sorry, go on. You were going to say?
And yes, and I think grouping this data with respect to the dates, the timelines in the MOOC will be informative as well, right?
Yes. We can. I mean, we can see here I mean, this was when the first pairing assignment was released. So yes.
Yes. Those sort of things.
Yep. Absolutely. Good stuff.
Okay.
Great. I'm just gonna and Kangle. Greetings, Kangle. I think, is this your first Scrum? Hi there, Kangle. You're muted at the moment. Feel free to say hi in chat. No, he has slipped off. Oh well. Okay. Well, that's the stand up there. I guess I should leave it running for the next 30 minutes in case Kangle was just having a network connection and wants to come back. Yeah. I mean, I could just leave it running while I do the end of this analysis. But so I guess what I want to, if I take a cutoff date of, let's say, the 29th of June, So I've got here I'm playing around with my bits of data. So if I start this on June 29th, like so, and we can go up to July 17th. So now here, I don't really care about getting the dates per se. If I just want to get a summary of, this is effectively the second half of the MOOC when I think that the tracking is better. So what I really want to do here is I kind of, instead of, what do I get? I get the event instance where, for all of these things, right, I'm getting them kind of by day. And actually, rather than mapping them, I kind of want to just get, is that map that gets those event instances? I think I kind of want to inject, if I just want to get well, what do I want? I want to know the numbers of each type of hangout. Hey, Michael.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
We've done our Scrum and we're just looking at some data.
Right.
How are things with you?
Good. I got done what I needed to get done this morning. Unfortunately, it took basically the whole morning because it's noon now.
Sometimes things do. Sometimes.
And I just ate.
Good. Getting things done and eating is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to work out here. I want to, like, I think I've worked out the period that we deployed our fix to try and improve the accuracy of the tracking data, and I'm trying to get like a summary over the data of you know, how many of each of the different sizes of you know, number of participants in each we got. Fahad has just joined us. Hey Fahad, we're hanging out. Hope you're doing well. And I guess actually what I kind of want to do there, so I've got all of my dates. I guess actually I don't care about finding, I kind of want to get all of the event instances in a range rather than, I guess I actually, I kind of want a different, if I pull this out and go over to my little playground over here.
Well, have we thought about partitioning it by week or whatever the task force was?
Yeah, no, we could do that. I'm just
plotting a histogram.
Oh, I would love to plot a histogram. Yeah. Although, I mean,
if we had the data in like a CSV or something, it would be pretty trivial to do it in R.
Well, yeah. Well, by all means, be my guest. I think you've got earlier versions of it in CSV. I think actually creating the kind of histogram that I want to create is not quite as trivial.
What do you want to create?
Well, I want to get the bin. So, for example, I'd like to have the view per day. Like, so what we've got, this one here, like the way I've presented it here, is it would be nice if we had, you know, a bar where you had like, you know, a different color for each of the heights of each of these different ones here.
Right.
Like so. And I'm sure, you know, there's no doubt it can be done. But actually, right now, what's more important to me is that I get a number that represents, see here. Can I get from there to there? If I do this, I guess what I want to do here is get their beginning of day and then end of day. So if I'm getting, like, this would give me all of the event instances from that period. And what I would just like to know is how many of them had a single put. So I guess actually here, what I could just do is I could do select, and this is going to be the event instance, which is a Hangouts. And if I do Hangout dot participants equals 1, like so, then that will tell me, and if I do a count on that,
tell you how many people. Yeah.
Yeah, it will tell me how many Hangouts. So we had during this period where we had better reporting. How many we had? So it works. 0. I think that must be wrong. Let's have a look at just how many.
I think dot participants
Done.
should not be
That's interesting.
not equal 1, right? I mean, shouldn't it
Sorry, so then the participants count.
length or something? Dot length or count or something?
Got this length, yeah. Like that. 210 out of 493. And that would be a nice way to get. We can see 3, 4, 5, and were there any with 6? No. Okay. So that gives me a quick chunk of data to go into my window pairing report. Okay, which is over here. So
Who are you writing this for?
I'm kind of writing this for myself, but also for the Nuke instructors in Armando. This was a discussion that we were having on.
Friday.
There's kind of, there's clearly some people who found the pairing component of the MOOC to be, rather arduous and difficult, and I kind of want to set that in context of both the positive and the negative comments,
Right.
and sort of, before we rush to make a particular kind of change, let's understand a bit more, see what the data can tell us. So that means that we had 493, right, and these were all Hangouts that were specific to the 490 MOOC-related Hangouts in last 2 weeks of the course. Yeah, it's like 20 days. Let's call it last 3 weeks of course. So we these were 210 singles, 197 doubles. The thing that it makes me think is, or one possibility, is that maybe rather than having people create their own Hangouts, that we should kind of seed the thing with okay, these are Hangouts at these times for, each, is it Quins?
Each time zone.
Or just
not necessarily a time zone, but just
at a particular time, and just say these are the times, and kind of make them, created by, rather than having this higgledy-piggledy different people creating them at times that are convenient for them. If we just have repeating events that start even every half hour, and sort of allow people to kind of maybe even sign up for them. I don't know. I mean, that was part. There's a system that Stanford made that for people to sign up for discussion groups.
Right. He was mentioning that.
Yeah, and it's kind of we could try and integrate that and use that, but I think they're using the whole same Google API framework, and I'd love to just sort of keep it in house. So I mean, I guess what's fairly clear is that there's from this mechanism, we have a fair number of people.
Is Stanford's thing open source?
I don't know.
Or is it kind of
Well, I mean, I think I used it as part of Scott Clemmer's HCI system. It allows you to sign up. It's a fairly simple system.
Yeah, I understand that, but if it was an open source solution, we could stand it up ourselves and
but I think
customize it and collect data. And
sure, although it in terms of the functionality it delivers, it doesn't deliver much more than we already deliver on Agile Ventures, and I'd much rather have the people, rather than us going to support another system, is if we can modify the existing Agile Ventures system to support the functionality, would be a much bigger win for us going forward, I think. Anyway. But we can see in solitary Hangouts. I mean, there's another level of analysis of the data here, which is many singles get into subsequent doubles. That's some more subsequent doubles. And we say how many. So I've got all the names of the people, so I could be looking at, but I guess even if they are getting into double something, I mean, the criticism is that some people, is saying they're trying to fit a MOOC in while they're
Yeah.
working full time, and actually the process of like waiting around for
Right.
someone else to pair with is time consuming and not ideal. And we've gone off. That's that's a very serious complaint. Yes. Anyway, I think I need to get into some other bits and pieces there. We've got Fahad has joined us. Fahad, want to say hi? Good to have you with us. Welcome to your first Scrum. We use this generally for sort of coordinating work on our projects. Not so much has happened today, but we're making some progress here and there. Yeah. Well, I'm tempted to wrap it up there, Michael. Tomorrow I've got the log support meeting is actually tomorrow at 1:30 my time, which is like 8:30 your time.
Okay.
And so I may be focused on local support tomorrow. As I was saying to you, I mean, I'm off on Thursday, and yeah, I'm not sure how much time is going to be for pairing this week. Are you around tomorrow?
Yeah, I should be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, unless there's anything else we need to sort out now, I guess I will just get on and try and finish this report, and we will catch up tomorrow.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye for now. Nice to see you, Fahad, and our one viewer. Hello. Bye for now.
Bye, Sam.